What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptation? Listen to me. Is there trouble everywhere? We should never be discouraged. Just take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all of our sorrow share? Listen to me. Jesus knows of every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. I say, are we can have it laden. Come on with the world of care. Yeah. Precious Savior is still our refuge. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Do your friends despise and forsake you? Don't worry, children, take it to the Lord in prayer. In His arms He'll take and feed. Take it, you will find our soul is there. What a friend we have in Jesus. I say, all our sins and our griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. What a friend we have in Jesus. I say, all our sins and our griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer.
This is not politics. Please don't forget.
And remember the meeting for St. Patrick West that is taking place at the Mount Rich Hard Court this Saturday from 6 p.m. So looking forward to see those of you that can make it out to that meeting. But remember, the meeting for tonight has been postponed due to the inclement weather. There has been heavy rain, heavy showers of rain throughout the day today and into the evening. And I see some making up. As I was getting in, there was a drizzle down. Well, at least in this area, there was a drizzle again. So it means that, we're most likely going to have some serious rain tonight again.
I am that I am.
So I was not scheduled to do a program tonight. But you know I won't leave you all hanging. I got you. As my cousin Ira would say, your ass, I got you. Ira, what's up, man? Bev, what's up to you? Hope everything is okay, Bev.
There is a time for everything, And for everything there is a season.
Uncle Bart, to give you a call during the day tomorrow and I have to explain something to you there. You'll never believe it.
So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information.
So folks, remember to like and share. Those of you on the YouTube, I want to see 100 likes. I want to see 100 likes. We had 43. Let me see a little over 100 likes. So remember to hit the like button. And you can share via WhatsApp and so. Those of you on Facebook, hit the like and share button. And if you are not yet a subscriber to Talking Points, you've got to make sure that you do that ASAP.
Full thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the.
In fact, sooner than that, yeah? Yeah, do it sooner than possible. Not as soon as possible. Do it sooner than possible.
It is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll lose the strain, but you now refrain.
So remember, tonight was not a planned program.
All the way is what
I am opening the phone lines first thing tonight. I am having the phone lines open so you all can call at any point in time.
green get yellow, and so says it.
Yeah, I couldn't leave. I mean, come on, man. I just leave people hanging like that, man. Nah, I can't do that. No, I love my people. I can't do that. I'm sure. Where you say? Mish, we can't leave people hanging. We have to do a thing, you understand?
Refrain, you now refrain. Old school parables say you know what you have, but you don't know what you go get. So cherish what you have to diminish regret. But what on earth lasts forever? Not even things created.
So remember, St. Patrick West, the new National Party, is having a meeting there at the Mount Rich Hard Court. That will be taking place this Saturday from 6 p.m. Various speakers will be speaking on various issues. We'll have the new National Party team political leader. You are Bello. Yeah, Mr. Victor Philip, good night to you, sir. He'll be there as well.
That's the way it is.
And various other members of the new National Party team.
The strain, but you now refrain.
So you're looking forward to that one. That's going to be this Saturday from 6 p.m.
Past administration, the cause of frustration.
And those of you in Brooklyn,
Past administration, chief.
don't forget it.
Then to
It's the Fish Fry fundraiser taking place this, not next week and thing, the Fish Fry fundraiser that's taking place this Saturday,
when you trick us with
Remember to get your tickets, you can contact Nisha at 347-683-1997.
you lose the strain.
Jacinta at 917-615-4918.
That's talking a pipeline. But when I
And Wilson on 917-754-1319.
never mind.
And in case you can't find them, but you could find the place, remember 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212 between Lenox and Clarkson. Let me give you that address again. 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212 between Lenox and Clarkson.
People with the vex face.
Wade, I find you ain't giving a call for a while. Alan Campbell, I ain't hear from you for a while.
That's the way it
Zingo, I ain't hear from you at all.
is. Hoping you lose the
Zingo, I know you just tapping sometime all this kind of weather, so you're doing something and freezing, all kind of thing.
busy managing.
Kathy Albert and Kathy Pope, the Kathys, I'm saying a special good night to both of you. Behave on yourself tonight, Behave yourselves, yes?
Never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong. So why not send them advisors home? They're sucking money like what?
And you all know I'm going to end up in trouble if I don't say a special good night to Zayla.
You are me.
Good night to you, Zayla, my dear.
When they send SSU to beat me.
Good night to you, Xalia.
Promises we won't say a tease. That's
And Deshaun.
we've waited.
Good night to you, Zoe. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight.
Now refrain. You now refrain.
Neela and Namara. Good night to both of you, yeah?
That one.
Don't worry, I won't forget you all names again. Neela and Namara.
Will we vote you without him? You left him with Glenn alone. Maybe they're cloned. And however, I foresee a pretensive unity that will mislead a lot just before the next ballot. But you guys will have to come real good.
So let me see who is on the YouTube. Phyllis Mitchell, Cynthia, Faithlyn, Hallie Douglas, Baby Daddy, Kathleen Ledlow, Errol Bonaparte, Gavin Thomas, Sherma Jeremiah, Jenna Benjamin, Agnes Henry, Mayana Julian, Maria Noel, Anne-Marie Celestine Grant. Good night, Jen. What's up? Wilfred Antoine, Hilary Joseph, Dominic Leroy, Jacinta Livingston, Janice Mitchell, Carib Spice. Good night to you. Deborah Laborde, Jerome Lewis, Kathleen Knights, Alban Harris, Veronica Lewis, Hermina Batiste, Marilyn Panchu, Trajan John, Christine Otley. Good night. Good life. Good night to you. Let me see who else is there under the YouTube. Clive Raymond is there. Vanessa Lalji, Leroy Matthew Sky. I see you checking in. Alcy Peters, Lona Lolo Williams. Good night to you. Dolores Redhead, Denise Sandy, Kester Victor, Matthew Bowen, my good brother out of Brooklyn. Good night to you. Miriam Samuel, back in the land of the spice. Good night to you, my dear. Cindy Thomas, Jackie Raymond. No, I said the thing proper. We had a French up the thing. Jackie Raymond. Good night to you. Chief Camahon, yeah man, share the thing, like up the thing. I find on 74, 75 now. Come on, like up the live, man. Right. Carl Jones, Eliza Bernard, Chris London, Velma Pascal, Jocelyn Matheson, Stephen Simon, Maud Martin, Zach William, Nick Batiste, Sandra Pascal. I hope Zelia behaving tonight, Sandra. Nice. Hazel Williams, Anna Andrews, Francis Sylvester, Jacinta Alves, Jackie Raymond. All right. Nice. Lorna Johnson, Lydia Isaac, Raphael, BJ Jr. Williams. Good night to all of you. Edlin David over on the Facebook, Sonny Isle, Kazim Noel, Lynn Joseph, Ann Jackson, Donna Langdon, Olive McQueen, Marianne James, McLean Mitchell, Gillian Prescott, Glenda John. Nice, yeah. Clive Raymond, adorable Kathy Gilbert Levine. Good night to you. Small axe to cut down big tree. Good night, my bro. Folks, in case you are looking for an electrician, check out Small Axe. We know the Christmas coming up. So you might have a little extra something in your hand. You want to fix up your electrical and thing. Small Axe taking the walk. You doing thing. All right. If you need some joinery done, we have one of our ardent listeners who's an excellent joiner. You want a bed make? You want a chair set make? Even if you want a vase or something made out of wood. The man doing anything. Watch, the man making all kind of thing. I'm sure you go make a human. Just now you go carve a human and all kind of thing too. Right? So we have all of those. Just contact us. We will tell you how to reach into Small Axe and so on. Yeah. Boss electrician. Nice. Yeah. And over the next few weeks, we had to take the time and advertise what we people have. Cammy, I'm not sure if you have coconut oil still, but she has the Talking Points t-shirts. She has clothing. Yeah, you could pass by Cammy and get a nice drink. Different things like that. We advertising with people, man. Yes? Nice. Davis Charles, good night to you. Enid Decoto, Sherry Lambert, Wendy and Maguire, Nursey, good night to you. Dean Joseph, Joan Henry, Tevin Joseph, Simon, Olive McEwen, Landon Jane, Cynthia B, right? Nice. Julius Bowen. Wallan Akwat. I'm seeing Charmaine Ragbasing. Good night to you, Charmaine. Amina Thomas. Diego Humphrey. Hey, Doc. How are you doing, Diego? Yeah, how are you doing, man? What's the latest? Because Diego, I believe, is a cardiologist. And what's the latest? What's taking place with surgeries and so in Grenada for people with heart issues? And so let us know. Yeah, you could inbox us. You don't necessarily need to call. Feel free to call if you want to. Dexter Charles, Leslie James, Louisa Williams, Cicely Celestine, Peter Stryker Lewis, Veronica Frederick, Maria Ramsey, Linda Imelda Francois. Good night to you. Norman Noel, Maud Bartholomew. Yeah, Yolan Mitchell Moraine. And let me say a special good night to my lovely good friend up there in Fontenoy, Miss Francois. Hope you're feeling much better and everything going okay with you. And I know you're listening tonight. So I hope everything is going all well and okay with you. Folks, yeah, I seen 88. Come on, let's get to the 100. Yeah, we had to like up the thing. Nice, we had to share it because people ain't know if we on or we off tonight, so we have to make sure.
Yellow, even green gets yellow, and so says 11-4. When you trick us with...
So it has been an interesting week. It started with our Prime Minister making some... I wonder if I can put it this way. Let me say for at this stage, unfortunate statements. Yeah, in St. Lucia earlier this week, which has caused a firestorm. It's not just one or two people talking, as some people call in radio and try to make it look as, oh, don't bother with that. It's only one or two people talking. No, St. Lucians are upset. Because here it is, our Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, went in St. Lucia and throwing talk for the opposition leader, as in, make sure no foreigners run your country. As if Mr. Alan Chasney is a foreigner. He's not a foreigner. He's a St. Lucian. Yeah? He has voting rights and all other rights in St. Lucia. Deacon Mitchell has none. Yeah? But yet still, up goes Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell to St. Lucia and makes those racist and very, very disgusting statements. Yeah, as in, make sure it's people who understand your culture, as though Mr. Alan Chasney doesn't understand the culture of St. Lucia. What does Deacon Mitchell know about St. Lucian culture? He can speak patois? Outside of the one or two words that we normally say here within the Grenadian lingo. He knows patois, he understands what the people are saying there. But yet still, he goes there and he makes these statements. And the St. Lucian people are very, very, very upset. Up to this day, you should listen. I mean, we've all seen one by an individual. I'm trying to remember his name. They've circulated that video over and over. I mean, I think about 250 people now. Last night was 200. I think it's 250 people by now sent that video to me with the individual that did a program in St. Lucia. And he was speaking to what Mr. Deacon Mitchell said, and he was upset about it. And the St. Lucian people on a whole were very upset in relation to the statements that were made. Yeah? Very upset in relation to the statements that were made. Right? So they have been having various radio and talk programs and so in St. Lucia, where they've been attacking the Grenadian Prime Minister, who unfortunately opened himself to those attacks. Because we can say it's the same individual who last year was very high in praise and continues to be very high in praise of former Prime Minister of Grenada, Garfield Oliver. Thank you so much, Christine. Garfield Oliver, who did that program in St. Lucia, and he basically leveled the Grenadian Prime Minister, as in, study your business in Grenada. Don't come here to try and embarrass our opposition leader. Don't come here and put your mouth in we business. You want to come in a convention and speak about Caribbean unity, how Grenada and St. Lucia need to work together for the development of both peoples and the Caribbean on a whole. You want to talk about how the St. Lucia Labour Party needs to get their house in order so that they can face an election. Go right ahead and talk about all those things. But don't come in St. Lucia and attack St. Lucians. And that is what he did. We had on this program earlier this week, on Tuesday in fact, we had the public relation officer of the St. Lucia of the United Workers Party, of St. Lucia on our program with us. And by the time the man was finished talking about what is going on in St. Lucia, we thought he was talking about Grenada. And remember, there's still things that he didn't talk about. He didn't talk about what the St. Lucia Labour Party is doing to the marketing board in St. Lucia. Yes, they are making all sorts of weird moves with the marketing board out there in St. Lucia. Somebody reminded me via WhatsApp this afternoon that is taking place as well. So it's like a mirror image. And then you see a lot of the stuff that you see taking place in St. Lucia and Grenada. You're also seeing that reflected in St. Kitts as well, because there seems to be a very close relationship between the Grenadian Prime Minister and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts. For whatever reason and whatever closeness, there seems to be some sort of close relationship between these gentlemen. So therefore, you would see the St. Kitts Prime Minister come for them to open a one toilet in St. David and attending that and all these kind of things taking place. Yeah, and make sure that he spends some extra days in Grenada and those sort of things taking place. So there seems to be that sort of, I reaching out to some of my friends in St. Kitts now. Not tonight, but reaching out to them because I want to hear what's taking place in St. Kitts. Let me see if it's lining up. Because we said, birds of a feather flock together. Some of them exchanging feather and all. Right? Some of them taking a feather and sticking the next one. Right? So birds of a feather flock together. And we've seen that between what is the present situation here in Grenada and what is the present situation in St. Lucia as well. Yeah, you see the accent coming there, Grenada. So we're seeing it. So we had to measure. We had to see if it's the same thing going on in St. Kitts, because we realize that's Lyman Partners. Nah? So we had to check and make sure and see what's going on there. Folks, the phone lines are open. 440-7377. Remember, it was an unplanned program, but I see you all are coming in very nicely. Thank you so very much. I see my 100. So let me see. Let me bring it up to 200 now. Yes, I agree. Yes, I get it 100 likes there. Let me see it go up to 200 now. Right? Nice. So, folks, yeah. So we have heard the statements made by the Grenadian Prime Minister. Now, let me explain this to you. Mr. Alan Chastanet, the opposition leader, former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, is part white. Yeah? And one of the things that he has been attacked on is the fact that he is mixed race. In fact, they're not even saying mixed race. They're calling him white. And they're attacking him because of that. His parents are St. Lucian, are from St. Lucia. Long history in St. Lucia, has a heritage, everything there, as was ably explained by the public relation officer of the United Workers' Party. But yet still, you're hearing this racist attack as though he's not. So it's like you want to look at a particular group of people and say that you are not good enough to be West Indian, or you are not good enough to be a St. Lucian. And if the Grenadian Prime Minister can leave Grenada and go over to St. Lucia and make those statements, it leads me to wonder what he's saying about folks here. Maybe he has a problem with people in Mount Moritz because there's a historical thing there where many of the people there of a particular hue. He may have an issue with that. He may forget the fact that the folks from Mount Moritz have been involved in every facet of Grenadian society. But it seems as though he has a problem with people when they have a particular hue and color, except when they're giving him a ticket to come and visit them in our next country. So you're attacking an individual based on his race, his racial, his biracial makeup. You're attacking an individual based on their place of birth. I was not born in the state of Grenada. I was born in Trinidad at the San Fernando General Hospital, no less. So what is he going to say? That I have no rights here in Grenada because I was born outside of Grenada? How many Grenadian families can say that they have nobody that was born outside of Grenada? Don't you love those family members just the same? Don't those family members, as far as you're concerned, have the same rights as you as a Grenadian? This is a prime minister that going and fed the diaspora. So he go in England until the people run out of food and some people buy ticket to go in the big gala over there and they come out stoops in because they say, well, best did it go to the next activity where they don't have to pay because they pay to get food and they still don't get food. So some of them come out to the face from pop. But all you wrong, tell all you go and pay money to see the man. All you wrong. So take it. Okay, me just say, I ain't going to say it as scammy, man. I will leave it alone. But yeah. So this is the same individual who goes out there and is speaking to the diaspora. Who makes up the diaspora? When you go to the UK, there have been Grenadians living in the UK in the 1940s, in the 1950s, where there's that big movement towards the UK and so. When you go to the UK and you're speaking of Grenadian diaspora, you're speaking to their children and their grandchildren and some of their great-grandchildren as well. So you go there, you tell them pay money to come and see you. But your mindset is that none of them should have the same rights as any other Grenadian. Forget the Constitution of Grenada, which is very clear that once one or the other of your parents have been born in the state of Grenada, it doesn't need to be the two, just one parent. Born within the state of Grenada, you are automatically a Grenadian no matter which part you're born. You could born on a spaceship heading to Mars, you are a Grenadian. Once one or the other of your parents were born in the state of Grenada. So you're going out there and you're meeting with the diaspora, trying to play Maurice Bishop, but coming nowhere close in relation to the way that you speak. Because there you are, speaking about all sorts of nonsense. Yes, I said it, nonsense. Because if someone really takes apart the speech that he's using as he goes around to the diaspora, be it in Florida, be it in Canada, be it in New York, be it in over there in the UK, it's the same speech. It's the same speech. It's the same speech he's been giving since before with 1 or 2 additions. So all of these people, Maurice Bishop, the man that you say you love, Maurice Bishop, the man that you stand up on stage and say, Maurice, come back, Maurice. We need you. We miss you, Maurice. Come back. We down here. Maurice, we need you. Maurice, we love you. You stand up on stage and say that. You tell everybody, put up their lighter, put up their candle, put up their phone light in the air for Maurice Bishop. Like you didn't realize Maurice Bishop for himself was born on the island of Aruba. He wasn't born in Grenada. Hypocrite. We have a call online. Good night. Hello. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night. How are you?
Yes, well, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Go right ahead.
Well, the same thing I was going to talk about, you know. The campaigning and the spirit of Mary Bishop, but then Mary Bishop wasn't a Grenadian by birth. So then Deacon tying up himself. But then you know what happened there with Deacon? I will tell you. Deacon have a man body build, but he have a feminine mentality. You understand? He have a feminine mentality. He like a palau. That is why he does throw war for people in Grenada here in Parliament. I think he does throw war. If they could do the same thing in other countries, they should have beat him and send him back.
No, I wouldn't.
Beat him. I wouldn't have respect.
I wouldn't call on violence for anybody, but I would ask for an apology on behalf of not just himself but the Grenadian people. Mm-hmm. I would never wish violence on anyone. So I would not say beat him or anything like that. But
you don't wish, but I am saying that I wish they could have beat him. Nah, you have to learn to have respect.
Oh boy.
You have no respect at all. You understand? Same thing you do with that kid me cheering grade and you throw that kind of word in Parliament and say that kind of thing. You have to learn to have respect. They are very disrespectful people. For example, I am a Grenadian and they come and meet me in Grenada. Grenada was mine before his. And they look at it for them is best out of everybody else. Everybody else is inferior to them. They need to stop that. So he showed the whole world how arrogant he is. You understand? I want the followers to see. Because they're still backing him and thinking him. They feel shame now. Then they put their two all over their face and walk the road. Instead, I'm glad the world see him for who he is. They're very disrespectful. And I will always say they're very disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You need to learn to have respect.
Okay, my dear.
You understand? Okay, have a good night.
I thank you. And I think we have another caller on the WhatsApp. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Sheldon, first time I call on the program, eh?
No problem.
Yeah, first time I call on the program, but I have a little concern. Mm-hmm. I do a little work down, so we party send every day. Mm-hmm. And Sheldon, boy, problem. When I tell you problem. Planning come there, and the guy came, the guy see how he passing around and check all building and thing. Mm-hmm. Sheldon, the man stop the work. The man say how we have to get plan for the downstairs, all kind of thing like that. So I say, how much? So how you mean that we have to get them plan for it? Because it's a upstairs and downstairs house. Mm-hmm. The man tell me right now is a new thing going around that you have to get plan for it. And he say how it used to be $200 before to approve a plan something. So he tell me. And he say right now they bring it up to $500. So it's $700 now to approve the plan.
Wow.
You understand? I don't know, Sheldon, I don't know how we making it in this country. Yeah? I don't know how we making it in this country right now. Today again, I go down in cafe in Springs down there and check out a little work. Somebody they start the work already. When I go there, the man tell me, say sorry, we can do not know. 3 letters. I like a ply building, you know. 3 letters and the man and the man doorstep. Because they didn't meet him there. 3 letters. And they tell him, man, if he continue with it, that they go take him to court. I don't know what going on in Grenada. I don't know what going on in Grenada. I don't care.
Haven't been involved. haven't been involved in the industry before, is this something that you've seen happening before? And is there a specific
Never.
reason this is taking place?
I don't know how that man toss it for money so these days. Because I can remember in Kit Mitchell time, people building thing, a like a ply building all aside the road. Sheldon, nobody saying nothing because Kit Mitchell realized like, oh God, a man get a little blind, a man build a little house. How you get plan to approve a plan right now? The amount of time it taking. You can't put on no structure right now. The men and them busy, looking for people just to stop the work. The monk walk around the stop. I don't know what's going on. Trust me, I don't know what's going on. I'm fed up. When I tell you I'm fed up. So right now, I like to work again for the holiday, you know, I don't want nothing now. Because the man stopped me 2 projects and them are going on working. I don't know what's going on.
This is indeed a serious one.
I say I must call you today and tell you about that.
Of course.
I'm upset.
I had heard something from someone before in relation to the increase in price of the plans, the approval of a plan. But I didn't hear back from that person, so I'm very glad that you have confirmed for me that is the situation. Because they spoke to you, you heard it for yourself.
Yeah, the guy told me that personal. When the guy came and the man tell me who is the person in charge of the work, and he said right now, what they're doing, they're going after the contractor. I quoted the man, that the man told me. He said they're going after the contractor. I don't know what's going on. Trust me, I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you. To put on a little ply building, if you can put on a little addition on your house, you have to get a plan. So Sheldon, just imagine that. You put on a little addition on your house. They see you have to get a plan. The time that plan approving, the time you have to get the little money. So that ply thing don't done right now already.
Well, you see, it goes back to something I was speaking about, and even Antonito had mentioned it last week when he spoke about where they're looking to regularize people in different areas. What the government is doing is attempting to get more money out of the population. They're going to wring us dry. So there are various means to do that. So the people who are now squatting, they're not paying anything in relation to land tax. They're not paying that. So they're looking to regularize them to get more people paying land tax. Because if you regularize, let's say 3,000 people, that's 3,000 people added to the tax base. 3,000 people who weren't paying taxes before that are paying now. So you're earning money off of them. When they're doing what they're doing in your field right now, it is that they have quite a few people who may not be paying, or they want to increase the amount that those who are paying, so they could increase the amount of money coming in from that end. So if they're making a 500,000 a year, they're trying to raise it up to $1 million.
Lord have mercy. I don't know how Grenadian people see that, but I feel we attack, the poor people attack by this government, the poor people attack. Watch me. I tell you, plain out, I talk it on behalf of my country. Not no politician, on behalf of my country, and I see the poor people in this country attack by a group of people that don't care nothing about people.
Of course. All right, my
understand?
brother. Well, thank you so very much for your call, and don't let it be the last one. All right.
All right, then, thank you.
Okay,
nice.
Thank you.
Yes, good night,
44 eloquent fellow 44073777. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And we do have a call online. Good night.
Pleasant good night, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
It's the buzz. It's the buzz.
Trying to hold myself up as much as possible and the best way I can.
Mr. Man, I tell you, I need a t-shirt.
You will get t-shirts, man. I'm waiting for a shipment.
Right, but I need an XL because the belly kind of thing. You have to have your belly to deal with NDC, so the belly kind of.
I know your size, man. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. I know your size, man.
So, man, what kind of thing we Prime Minister go and put we in St. Lucia? They almost St. Lucian friends messaging me.
Well, to be quite honest, I have some St. Lucian buddies over there as well too, and they are more or less upset. They are more or less pissed off. And as much as how I am pissed off and I'm a bit embarrassed and disappointed, I think they are taking it more hard than we Grenadians. And I do hope that the Prime Minister used that as a lesson, that maybe he could learn from and maybe bring some level of understanding as to you don't just open your mouth and just speak. You understand? And when you're on foreign soil, there are certain things you say and there are certain things you just don't say. You know, because if my memory serves me right, I could remember Dr. Keith had invited Mia Motley just around the election time, I believe.
Yeah, just before the election, Mia was here.
And Mia Motley, you know, held her head very high. You understand? She did not have the audacity to disrespect the opposition party or anybody of any kind. So I think he should have at least go back and maybe listen to that video and understand what it means, you know, when you are called upon to speak on a podium. But Sheldon, I must say this is a total embarrassment. And what gets to me the most is the fact that he had made some racial slurs. You understand? And what Prime Minister Deacon is not understanding is that pretty soon St. Lucia will be having a election. And we don't know if he's going to swing whereby Mr. Chasney party wins.
But let me tell you something, bro.
Develop
the last 3 elections in St. Lucia, 3 or 4, every single election the government changes. So it's SLP, UWP, SLP, UWP, SLP, UWP. It changes every election, which means the UWP due for their stint inside again. St. Lucians like that. Yeah. They say we only giving everybody 5 years. Oh, after 5 years, out. You spend your whole 5, you spend part of your 5 out. And they put somebody else in. Well, how does Deacon Mitchell then intend to approach Alan Chasney, a man he called not even a St. Lucian? Yeah, that's what he did. He inferred that. How does he approach him to say, let's work together on fisheries, on boundary delimitation together with St. Vincent and Venezuela? How does he work on him on along with him on other various issues of national and regional importance?
Well, that's a question that I would like for the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carrickwan Peter Matnick, to answer, because I don't know how he would even make attempts to begin with to actually develop relationships with that person after making such a bold statement. You know, and it's not just regionally. People are looking at it, but you are talking about internationally. People are looking at it as well. You know, and Prime Minister Deacon had just laid the foundation for where I can safely say that other countries to lose respect for Grenada. And if we should backtrack, we remember in 2008, 2013, where a lot of countries had lost respect for Grenada. And Dr. Keith Adelson came in and somewhat bring back what we call a level of stability within the country, you know, and to the outside region. So I think in comparison to the 2008, 2013, and this NDC now, I can safely say that this NDC presently is the worst. It's far by worse. The worst I've ever seen and I've ever experienced in terms of governance.
I agree, bro.
So I really don't know how they would get along. I don't know how they would make, you know, the method of approach. I don't know what method of approach they would choose to take or whatsoever, but I do hope that he understands the statements and some of the things that he had said.
Man, it is, there are consequences to these statements. You see, Dr. Mitchell and Ralph Gonzalez, over the years, 2 of them throw a little jab at each other and so on. But they don't go deep like that. They don't go into the thing as Ralph should never be a prime minister or anything like that. And or that Dr. Mitchell should not be a prime minister or so. Ralph go try look at talk as a Vinci, proud patriotic Vinci, he try look at talk at Grenada and Grenada's leader. Dr. Mitchell would do the same thing. But when 2 of them put their head together in relation to something, be it West Indies cricket or be it some other issue of regional importance, they understand each other. They have a long working relationship over the years where they work along on all different things. But Deacon Mitchell just reached.
And you see, the problem I'm having with the present administration is that they are not seeking help They are not taking any advice. And despite of our political preferences and so forth, we all have a country to build. And I believe that Dr. Keith had initially stated that he is the godfather of the parliament. And you know, sometimes, you know, when you see the style of leadership, the style of governance, the way in which they are doing things, you have to ask yourself questions. You know, Sheldon, I do on the ground on a daily basis, and, you know, each and every sector of Grenada that helps boost the economy today is balling. You would hear the market vendors, you would hear, down to, I can go as far as to say, down to a vagrant is balling. That is how bad the situation is in Grenada. You understand? I just recently heard a caller talk about, in terms of planning and so forth. All what the caller has said is true, in a sense, because right now the physical planning is under a statutory body, right? Where you could apply, let's say, for a plan where you could apply, let's say, $200 for a plan, for, let's say, roughly as an example. Now you might have to pay almost $1,000, $1,004. You understand? So their main objective is to relatively see how much they can squeeze out of the Grenadian people, and how much of us that have the eyes to see and the ears to listen and understand that this is what this current administration is doing. You understand? These people don't care about how we feel and so forth. And I really do applaud some of the programs, such as the Talking Point, Mr. Pear. You have people like myself, the Buzz program, Simon Says, and so forth. I like the fact that people of that nature is listening to the different programs, and they are getting somewhat, may I say, some clarity as to what is really taking place. And Grenadians will do what they have to do come next election, because they have planted a seed, and the seed that they have planted, they are definitely going to reap what they sow.
Of course. My brother, I thank you for your call. And let me tell you now, some people complaining. They say they ain't getting enough of the buzz.
Well,
they say
you know, I
telling
have personal engagements, and I do try, and I do understand what they mean. But I'm going to make better on my promise.
Let me tell you.
Every 9 o'clock.
Stop engaging.
To come on and give the people what they're asking for, because it's the people that makes the buzz program. It's not me.
Of course,
I'm just the person hosting the program.
Stop having engagements. Marry, get married to the program. Stop having engagements.
You know, power to the people.
Of course.
All right, my brother.
All right,
thank
bro.
You.
Thanks. Yes, indeed. That's our good friend Mosquito. And folks, I didn't get an opportunity to look at Simon Says, but from some of the comments that I've been receiving during the program, I was on a bus and people were sending me messages, and even when I got home, more messages. And then while we're doing the program tonight, a lot of messages. I had to go and watch Auntie Jenny. What you went and said today that everybody messaging me about Simon Says. So I'm going to talk about physical planning in a while. I have some stuff to say about that. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Senator Scott.
Hey,
how you doing? How you doing?
I'm fine, bro. You go right ahead. You're live.
All right. Senator Scott, I go back and I try to look up something. And I couldn't remember, I don't know if you how old you was at the time, when Margaret Thatcher started something in England against the kids, you know, from West Indian parents who was born in England. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever heard about that.
I know that there was one. I know that there was one recently to get rid of the Windrush generation, but I'm not sure about Margaret Thatcher's
people
days.
From the West Indies or whoever was born in England, she said they are not English people. The parents could make them, they could born in England, but they're not English man or English woman. I could never forget that growing up. You know? So I know that a fact. And what I'm saying, my grandchildren who born in Canada, who want to have one nephew there who want to come back to Grenada to be the commissioner of police. He told me that since at the age of 5. Mm-hmm. Understand? And for their hearing those things from the Grenada Prime Minister, which they themselves love because he's young. You know? And I'm saying, look, just look at what this man is saying. He's not listening to himself. He's just talking. Because now we come to the diaspora. And most of the people who show up, the young people, they ain't born in Grenada. The mother and the grandparents is born in Grenada. But they love Grenada. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And when they listen to a statement like that, as I said to some of them, do you really want to come to live in Grenada? He be telling you, you is not a Grenadian. I said, don't study St. Lucia. He's not really talking to only St. Lucia. I said, my friend Sheldon Scott born in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And sooner or later they go find a way, how they go find to see they could put Sheldon on the manners. You know? But I say,
the last NDC attempted.
Must came from at a young age because his parents went and looked for whatever workforce or everything and they come back home. And the thing is, I said, well, where he going there, that water is dirty. And Sheldon, it is very dirty.
Now that's xenophobic. You don't allow that sort of behavior in any country, not just in St. Lucia or Grenada, in any country.
I live in River Road, and I could have tell you when this water coming down, it comes down very dirty. And that is nothing but dirtiness. You understand? So Deacon Mitchell has to know what's coming out through his tongue. He has to know what's coming through his tongue. You know, as one woman said, you know, he's a man in a woman clothes. You know? He ain't you.
Bad, we?
He ain't you.
All your mouth bad.
So yeah, man. You have to tell the great people what he is. He either a man or he's a woman. Because we don't know what he is. You know? He's freelancing.
I ain't going down that road. All I go say is that he wrong to go in St. Lucia and say what he say. He wrong.
They form an alliance, Sheldon. I could tell you. They form an alliance. Because half of them there is not NDCites. The two NDCites is on the sideline. And they allow these people and them to drop in on the 22nd of October. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Between 21 to 22 to 23, wherever they drop down from the sky. You understand? And they allow that thing. And I am blaming the same NMP people because the promise was too good. It was too good to be true. Sheldon, I was home the week before the election, and I keep telling them, this thing sounds too good to be true. No one could do that in politics. It might sound good, but you tell me how it's going to happen. Explain to me. But they never listen. And today what happened? Remember 2008, Sheldon?
Mm-hmm.
People calling me. Husband not working, wife not working. Boss, you could send me a 20, anything. You know? And I tell them, don't call me again. I said, don't call me again. The next time will you allow this thing to happen? Now they're campaigning for 2027. I don't know if you picked that up already.
I think they're campaigning for 2024, but that's just me.
2027. They're not moving out of there until the people get to the street to get them out. They're moving out there right now. Take it from me. They're enjoying their life. They're enjoying their life. But God is good. Nothing lasts forever. The people give you a mandate to tell you, go there and try to help the people, not to help yourself. When you get in politics, Sheldon, you know it's not to get rich. It's not for your pocket. You understand? It's to help most likely the lower class people and the middle class. Because them on top, they have it already. But this government doesn't see it that way. They see the opposite way. But God is good. Anyhow, brother, you take care. Have a good day.
Thank you so very much. And folks, you know, while I was speaking there, someone got some information to me in relation to the new fees that have been put in place, not proposed, they're put in place by the Physical Planning Unit. Now, Mosquito Man did mention that the Physical Planning Unit is now a statutory body. So the Physical Planning Unit is now an entity unto itself, and you could check who are the people that heading it up, and then watch the NDC campaign in 2022, and you make your own you make your own conclusions based on that. But let me just give you all some figures of what is taking place when it comes to construction in Grenada right now. For electrical points, when they come to inspect your building, for each electrical point, the existing fee is $0. They've placed $5 on each electrical point within your building now when they're doing the inspections. For each air conditioning point, the existing fee is $0. They've put $25 for each of those air conditioning points. For plumbing points within your building, the existing fee is $0. They've put $10 each for each of those. You have to pay that when they're doing the inspection, right? So, for a drawing, $0, now it's $300, right? That's according to what I'm seeing here. Residential, private, so up to 500 square feet. The existing fee is $50. They have now changed it to $400, from $50 to $400. That's for the entire island, Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the whole state of Grenada. And between 501 to 1,500 square feet, the existing fee is $100, right? In St. George's and St. David's, it is now from $100, it has gone up to $1,250. In St. Andrew and St. John, same $100, it has gone to $1,100. In St. Mark and St. Patrick, it was $100. It is now $950. In Carriacou and Petit Martinique, it was $100. It is now $1,700. Between 1,501 feet and 3,500 feet, let me see. I think it's the same 100 there. No, yeah, 100, or is it nothing? I think it's 100. That's now 1,700. St. Andrew and St. John's, 1,550. St. Mark and St. Patrick, 1,400. Carriacou and Petit Martinique, 2,000. Right? And that's the kind of increases that we're speaking about. I won't go over the entire thing for you today. Yeah? But you're trying to encourage people to develop different industries and so. But when it comes to light industry, where it was $100, it's now $750 for the inspection there. Where it's between 501 feet and 1,000, it was $200. It's now $850. Yeah? Warehouse, which was 1,000, is now 1,750. That's for a warehouse that is, let me see, up to 1,000 square feet. So it's now 1,700. Entertainment services, so you open an entertainment place and so where the inspection was 1,000, it's now 1,950. They didn't tell you all this. They didn't send out a release in relation to this. They didn't put this out there for everybody to know. But believe me, you heard the caller earlier. Yeah, you heard the caller earlier in relation to that. And they have significantly, in fact, in some areas where there were no fees, they've added fees. Yeah, again, broadening the tax base, getting more people to pay more money. So you get more people and you get them paying more things. So if they was paying 100, you see, from 100 to 1,750 and that sort of thing, that people are going to have to pay now when you're doing a construction, right? Retaining wall, there was nothing there. Now it's 450 up to 100 feet, $450. Each additional 50 feet is $150. That's the sort of thing that I'm seeing here. We've got a caller online. Good night.
Mr. Scott, good night.
Good night to you, sir.
How do you do?
I am quite fine. And you?
I am fine. I'm
nice.
hearing you giving the fees. I think
some of the fees. I ain't giving all, nah? Not
I don't think you're putting it together correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The points you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the electrical and plumbing. When the plan is brought into physical planning, there's a charge for the plan.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's one.
When I listen to how you break it down,
or you think it's not clear.
Flat fee.
Yeah.
In addition to the flat fee, you have to pay for each of those points. Mm-hmm. Because remember, this is not that's physical planning. That's not NAWASA. or Grand Lake.
Yeah, you still have to pay them when you have to pay them.
You still have to pay them. That's different to what you're paying to physical planning. So in the past, somebody draw a plan for you, and they tell you $1,000. You pay the person $1,000. Person brings the plan in, he gets it passed, and he brings it back to you. Now, I guess the draftsman or the architect, knowing these fees, would add that to what they usually charge you. So there's $1,500 for the plan, plus $10 per point if it's water or electricity will have to be added. Anyway, that's not what I really call about.
Yeah, so it's good that you've cleared that up so that some people who may have misunderstood now understand is that two set of things you have to pay instead of one.
Yeah, it's two sets of fees. It's similar to,
three, you still have to pay the person that draw.
When we're talking about the fees, the lawyer's fees, I think I did mention that the new act that was adopted was supposed to be working parallel to the original one. I think I mentioned that then. So we have double fees all over the place. Anyway, I'm hearing you guys coming on heavy on our Prime Minister. I'm hearing you guys.
Boss, me don't coming down heavy on the Prime Minister, coming down on what he say.
A scripture text came to my mind. To whom much is given, much is required. Right? To whom much is given, much is required. What I think everybody's forgetting. And sometimes you see, depending on the league you're playing in, right? When I was growing up, we had third league, second league, and first league, right? So the level of football is different at every league. So if somebody making mistakes in the third league, you cannot compare him to the person in the first league. And I think that's what we're doing. Our Prime Minister, in his first league, he's still in third league, he just got into politics.
In other words, in Bush League.
He just got into politics. Now, there's some basic things that people who get into politics should know. You have to know, if you're interested in going into politics, you should have some idea as to politics in the other islands, right? The same way our colorful press secretary couldn't even distinguish the Bahamian Prime Minister, even though he was sitting right ahead of her, right?
Thanks for raising that point. Two scoop of ice cream, nutmeg ice cream.
In the front row. The point I'm making, Sheldon, is that the honorable gentleman doesn't understand politics. He doesn't. And sometimes we're crediting him with this. And it's not fair. When I say it's not fair, what I mean is he just doesn't know. So he's on the platform. He thinks the reason why he was brought there is to bash the opposition. If he was following politics and he had listened to Honorable Mayor Motley, he'd have known that as a Prime Minister, you have to be stately. And even if in the back of your mind, in the darkness of the room or in the closet, you support a political party, you do not openly go and express certain views in public. And it is because of his lack of experience, his total ignorance of politics, that he went and make a boo-boo of himself. Now, I'm sure Grenadian supporters would defend what happened. I was pleasantly surprised when I heard Right Along on his live said that this in essence, this was a boo-boo made, right? So there's one person who verbally, I think generally Right Along gives them a pass. But this time around, he said that this was totally unacceptable.
Well, right? How can you defend the indefensible?
And I think I keep saying over and over that if I'm in leadership position and all people who are around me is doing is whether I do right or wrong, pretend that I'm doing right, they're not helping me. And for those persons who would openly defend what happened in St. Lucia and say they are supporters of the Prime Minister, they're not supporting him. They're not helping him. So what I think has to happen is that the persons who really want to see him move forward in politics should be speaking to him and saying to him, there are some things you don't say, some things you don't do. That's how you'll help him. But if we sometimes have this attitude that once you're an MP or Prime Minister, you can't do or say anything wrong. And that doesn't help the individual. So the point I'm making is, Andy, Sheldon.
No, at all, but the face does look different.
Yes. The point I'm making is that what was done there was basically a manifestation of political ignorance. It's as plain as that. He doesn't understand politics, and he thought that the invitation to speak on the ruling party's platform, not platform, but in the convention, was an invitation to bash the opposition. But he didn't get his facts right. Like I said, if he understood politics, and if he had done his homework, he'd have known that this gentleman is a solution.
But let me ask a question that someone has just posed within the comments there. Where are all the advisors? Listen, I think he has an advisor for advisors. One of the advisors was sitting right there.
I was just about to tell you that, Sheldon. Every advisor that he has or that they appoint have to get an advisor to advise them. Because, you see, people fail to realize it, that experience is not cheap, right? And not because I can speak means that I know what I'm saying. And what is thumping this government is the belief that we are bright, we are intelligent. So whatever we say, you should just swallow it. So the advisors themselves don't know. I mean, the entire group of these guys are inexperienced people, right? Now, I don't know if they're listening to those persons who were in government before or not, or if they've been told things and they don't listen to what they're told. But it's very clear that almost everything, you listen to them in Parliament, it's clear that they don't understand the process. You listen to them speak on certain things, it's just a clear manifestation that they are totally inexperienced. But any smart politician would want to learn. You would want to learn so that at least you don't make the same mistakes over and over again. So the gentleman went there, not understanding what you're supposed to do. Probably, if he probably thinks that if he asks somebody, they'll say, well, your Prime Minister is supposed to know. But how do you learn if you don't ask? When I was in university, I asked questions. Sometimes I know the answer, Sheldon, but I know my classmate next to me doesn't understand. So I asked the question so that he could get the answer. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we have to do this thing. So his colleagues may not want to show him up, but they have to find a way to let him know that not because you're a lawyer and you're a Prime Minister, you know it all, right? So it's unfortunate that. Well, did you hear about the release that the opposition leader wrote in the newspaper? He responded.
Mr. Chasney.
He responded. When
I follow St. Lucian politics, regional politics very closely, right, but right. I've been busy today, so I didn't see it. But I'll get it.
When you see it, I just heard about it. I heard the essence of what was said. So
I think I'll bring Mr. Chasney onto the program.
Well, that, or you could get the article and share it with the audience, because he responded.
Yeah,
in essence, say, look, before you open your mouth, put your head in gear. In essence, So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But like I said, it would appear as if I come to the defense of the Prime Minister. But all I'm saying is that unto whom much is given, much is required. He didn't get much, right? So we can't expect too much from him.
Stan the man, I think you're making a point that I often make on this program, that we should not expect too much from people that we don't know.
Exactly.
So if you know the person don't know, you don't expect too much from them.
Exactly. So I mean, sometimes,
which is why
I hope the next call would not be as hard on him as they were before.
But it's a statement itself, anyway. And it's the xenophobic nature of the statement, not necessarily him, but as the Grenadian Prime Minister going there to make such a xenophobic and racist statement as he made. You know, and you don't expect better, eh? But oh gosh, man, it still hurts.
That's the point I'm making, Sheldon. He did not understand what his role was. And if you don't understand what your role is, you'll say anything. Anyway.
All right,
Have
bro.
a good night, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, indeed. Stand the man. Yeah, and again, as I often say on the program, you can't go down on Dum Dum Street and expect to find Mr. Common Sense sit down on a bench there. If you see Mr. Common Sense sit down on a bench on Dum Dum Street, you know it's passing through, he get tired and he sit down for a little while, but he ain't hanging around for long. Yeah? So don't expect common sense in places where it ought not to be. Right? Yeah, so we have a caller coming in via the WhatsApp. Right, folks? And remember, you can call 440-7377. And we have a caller on the WhatsApp. Good night.
Yes, I've called that one. Good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right, you go right ahead.
Brother Stan always make good sense, you know. Always make good sense. Stan, good night, man. Good night. Thanks for a lot of the clarity. Well, Sheldon did a good job in terms of doing what he did. You know, but Sheldon, just to go back to something that the one of the previous caller mentioned, and my question to that is, right? Aren't we? When we told that we are going to have consultation in everything that we do, we're going to consult, because the former administration, and you know, they always would pick a punch at the former administration, especially Dr. Mitchell, you know, that they have not consulted at all. In no area at all have they consulted the Grenadian people about decisions that they have taken or that they are about to take. But if the question is, if they would make the physical planning a statutory body, or any other of the different utility companies or ministries, or not companies, but ministries, shouldn't they have consulted with the people to let them know what is forthcoming?
Man, the larger in charge. The larger in charge. And according to them, and is that.
And it's that. But guess what? We want to advise them that they are digging many of the grave holes. They are digging many of it, because listen, they would not last long. They would not survive. Right? And so we might be airing our voices and want to snatch at them and we want to get rid of them. But the thing about it is that they need to succeed. And if they would not do right, if they would not do what they're supposed to do, they would never make it. The other point is another question that I want to ask. What is really the policy of our government with regards to diplomatism? You know, what are our diplomatic
core?
Policy. What are that? What is that? Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I've heard talk of.
I mean, aren't we to respect? Aren't we to respect another nation's sovereign rights, or that they are governed by their own policies and so on? Because, for example, the Grenada government under the New National Party, you would have heard them speak on many forums or many platforms, matter of fact, and you would never hear Dr. Mitchell or any one of our political representative taking a knock at the political leader or the prime minister of a particular country. I cannot remember. I could be wrong. If you have ever heard that, let me know.
No, I have heard Dr. Mitchell speak at conventions throughout the islands. Not, we always say Jamaica because there's always that close relationship with Jamaica, but throughout the islands. And I have never heard him go in one country and attack any politician, not just the prime minister or opposition leader, but any politician in any country. And I'm sure no one could provide any instance where he did that.
Right, Brother Pancho, okay, went to represent our country. As a matter of fact, he said that he was representing Dr. Mitchell. I think that was in where St. Kitts or one of the islands, sometime early this year. And the doctor did, Dr. Pancho did a marvelous job, because he shared his the blessings of Dr. Mitchell and the New National Party, the opposition team. And the thing, we listened, my wife and myself sat here and we listened the whole session. And that went down really well, because you see, they're learned. You know, these people, these men and these ladies that we have political business with, they are learned. And that's why Dr. Mitchell said to them, go to school and learn before you become a jefe. You know, so they need to take back. And I really want to answer. I wish that one of the NDC jefes could answer the question, what are the policies based upon the diplomatic affairs and stuff like that? What are the policies of the government? You know, brother, take care. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so very much, Pastor. All right. Great.
Take care.
Yeah, you all see what I had to do a program tonight. I could not do. I could have stay home and say, well, no, they say I'm not doing no, I can't do all of that. Right? Yes. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And 347-329-310. And Patricia and Matthew, good night. Mission accomplished there. Nice. All right. Yes, indeed. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I am not going to repeat some of the things I see all saying in the chat there. All right, just watch. Just add to the likes. If all you ain't like yet and all you ain't share yet, like and share. I see some all saying some kind of thing in the chat there. I don't get involved in that. Yeah. No, just remember, you go on this xenophobic kind of comments, and so not only myself, but there have been several people over the years, including one during the GULP reign of, I think in the 70s, there was also a member of parliament at that point in time who was not born in the state of Grenada. I can't remember though in the Senate or the House of Representatives. And since then, there have been many people who have passed through the Houses of Parliament here in Grenada who were not born in the state of Grenada. Are we saying to individuals outside of the Caribbean who are of West Indian parentage that we do not want your skills, that we do not want your leadership ability, that we do not want you to take the education that you've gotten out there and come back to help develop the Caribbean? You can't be saying that you're going out into diaspora and you're meeting with people. Let me take this call. And we lost that call, yeah. You can't be going out into the diaspora and telling people we need you and we want you to come back and get house here and we want you to come back and we want you to come and invest here and we want you to send money down and all those sort of things. By the same token, you're trying to tell those same people, well, we don't want you to come and become part of government here. Your message, there's some sort of cognitive dissonance, etc. taking place there. Something is wrong. When you're speaking in that language, something is wrong. Because if you could go next door and make that statement, it means there's a mindset with which you have aligned yourself. That is a mindset. You've aligned yourself to a particular mindset. And that is a dangerous thing. Very, very dangerous thing. If you've aligned yourself to that racist and xenophobic mindset. Yeah? And all of us need to be rightfully disgusted by those statements. Yeah? And all of us need to call on our Prime Minister to be a man. For once, be a man and apologize. Yeah? Be a man. Apologize. We're still waiting on the cabinet conclusion. We're still waiting on that. Yeah? We're still waiting on all the other things that you have accused the New National Party of. And we're still waiting on those kind of things, right? Nice, yeah. But instead of that, what have you been focusing on? Going in another country and make all kind of nonsensical statements. Maurice Bishop, I'm going to repeat it until it saturates. Maurice Bishop was born in Aruba of Grenadian parents. Are we saying that people such as Maurice, who had the capability of a Maurice Bishop, should not come back to Grenada and offer themselves for any sort of leadership positions? Are we saying that they should not, people like that throughout the Caribbean should not be coming back? Are we pushing the mindset that once you are born outside, that you have no rights here? Is that the mindset we're pushing? There is not a Grenadian family, none, no Grenadian family that could say that they have no family members born outside of Grenada. There are more Grenadians living outside of Grenada than are in Grenada right now. I've been here in that sense, I look at child, I see it for myself. Because it's definitely the case. I would not be surprised if you're talking 500,000 to 1 million. Living out, people saying, oh, crazy, crazy? Yeah, check it out. The amount of people that have gone there and their children and grandchildren, etc. The Grenadian diaspora out there is very large. Very large. So you go in, you're putting on all kind of fancy suit and thing and you're dancing and you're going and and you're trying to play Maurice Bishop. Now when Maurice Bishop, let's just clear something. When Maurice Bishop went out there to speak out in these various fora, when Maurice Bishop spoke back in 1981 and 82 and 83, all these years later, you can still play those speeches and they make perfect sense. You all think any one of the speeches the Prime Minister has given out there, except for ridicule, you can take it and play it 10, 15, 20 years from now. You even want to hear it now. And that's just a few weeks ago and a year ago and a couple months ago. You ain't even want to hear it now. Because at least Maurice was speaking about the black experience. Us as Afro people, Afro-Caribbean people. And the struggles that we went through to get to the point that we were at the time that he was speaking. And the possibilities for the future as Grenadians and as people of the Afro-Caribbean diaspora. He was articulating points of view of how we, independent of the world powers and superpowers, can develop ourselves. And how we can become independent of having to rely on loans here or loans there and so on. How we can develop ourselves. That's not the speeches you hear about Deacon Mitchell going out there and give. That's how he speeches about himself and to try to make himself look intelligent. Trying to cherry pick various aspects of what Maurice was speaking about. So you go out there and they say, we need to do agricultural production. Doesn't espouse a position of how we're going to do agricultural production. That you definitely need to get the cost of energy down, the cost of production down. You need to have more arable land available. Yeah, and you need to specify the plants that you're going to place in those places and so on, so that you have enough to satisfy. That it's not just that we have mangoes falling all over Grenada, but that quite a bit of those mangoes are mangoes that you would not use to make juice because they don't taste good, they are no taste. You wouldn't use them to make juice and different things. But he said, and some people jump up, yeah, oh God, more intelligent. Maurice Bishop wannabe. So he goes there because people think he's young. He have a surname that starts with M and he's a young lawyer. But just remember, go and check the case history. Go and check the case history of him as a lawyer. While in Maurice's case, you can see Maurice was fighting on behalf of the poor and vulnerable. He was fighting on behalf of the people of Grenada who needed someone to fight on their behalf. So when he went in court, he wasn't representing no big business against the poor people. So that when a worker in one of the hotels in the south loses her job unfairly, that instead of representing the worker, the present Prime Minister represents the hotel against the worker. The case is there. Ask Miss Williams. The case is there. And that's just one instance of many. when 3 children die in a fire in St. Patrick, and the mother claimed that the fire was due to an electrical fault of Grenlec. Ask who was the lawyer that fought against that mother who lost her 3 children. Some of us don't read and find out things. Yeah? But we jumping up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. That sort of thing. Yeah, folks? 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. I think I may have a call. Oh, it's dropped off. Yeah, I think I may have a call coming through on the WhatsApp. Let me just make sure. Okay, well, I have a call coming through on the straight line. Let's take that one instead. Hello, good night.
Under the nutmeg tree.
Under the nutmeg tree. How you doing,
yeah,
bro?
My brother, I listen to you all the time, but first and foremost, I like to touch that one first. Since I hear Deacon go on national radio all about and saying Pity Matnik, Carrico, and Grenada. Watch. I tell people, see that guy is a nasty guy. I say, how you could be supporting a man like that who disrespecting Grenada? How could we support a man like that? Right? Another point again. With the St. Lucia thing. The man had the same problem as he come into the NDC with that young man from Mount Maurice. Because he call her Ali Dowden. Mm-hmm. The man had a big problem with Ali Dowden because Ali Dowden call her. Yes, and so I don't understand what I see a lot of mercy. Like Mr. Pedro say, who sent Deacon? Who sent that man? We with a deep pocket. The man don't know poor people. People say he's a good liar. Never stand up in court for no poor people. I just say he want to ride on Murray Bishop bandwagon. He can't. He cannot ride on Murray Bishop bandwagon because Murray Bishop sit in the court for poor people children.
Let me tell you what the angle is there. He's focusing, attempting to play Maurice, not to people of our age, and above. Not people of my age and above. He's focusing on the younger ones. The ones who have just heard of a Maurice Bishop. And they may have seen some photos of a Maurice Bishop or a snippet of a Maurice Bishop. Not the people who was around when Maurice was around. You can't fool them. But he's aiming at the younger generation with that sort of thing. Which is why I say on the program every week, we as parents, as uncles, and so on, need to speak to the young ones. Uncles, aunties, everything. Speak to the young ones. We need to explain these things.
But the same way, Mr. Scott, he spoiled the way with the young people. The same way he spoiled the way with the young people. Because look how you doing the young people. You lie for them too much. So he's spoiling the way. So anyway, I'm in the mountain listening.
All right, my brother. Under the nutmeg tree.
Under the nutmeg tree.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Let me try and get back that caller. Yeah. Let me just try to get back that caller I had a little earlier. I hope. Let me see. Yes, hello. Good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. Good night, Talking Point.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yes, Sheldon. I've been listening to this thing with the Prime Minister in St. Lucia. And you know what is rather dangerous about those statements is the followers of Deacon Mitchell and the NDC supporters on the way of whitewashing what was said. This cross-border trajectory is dangerous when you get involved in politics of another country. Right? I will stray for a little bit. Look at what is happening in American politics. I keep referencing the NDC is basically patterning itself like Donald Trump. They have supporters blindly supporting them, and anything they can do, he is right. That is a dangerous precedent. I will not come here and say I'm a supporter of NNP and say everything that Kim Mitchell did, he was right. I will not say everything that I saw the NAP ministers did, they were right. But it's a work in progress. What you are seeing now is sycophancy on steroids. When you have a radio host, as today, adding fuel to the fire by saying what the UWP party is saying across this, basically SHIT on a radio program.
My brother, yeah. What them say on the program, leave it on the program. If my listeners want to know what they say on the program, they will go and listen to them. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it here. No, I've been straight up with you. You know me. I plain talk bad manners. What they say, don't lower the level of my program by bringing their stupidness over here.
What I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is don't do it. Right, go ahead.
Yeah, but we are Grenadians, and when it affects us, it affects all of us as Grenadians. This is dangerous. We need to have tolerance and know what we say when we travel, especially as leaders. I don't take offense to anybody saying anything like, let's say we have politics here and we have Brango and campaign time. That is campaign. But once you go abroad and you bring your nonsense abroad and make it worse, you have the gall to actually go amongst other leaders in another country, a further foreign country, and sit down there like if nothing happened. Charlotte, I noticed since the Monday, these guys had this press conference. Because when I came from the bus and I see this thing on GIS, it popped up. And I opened up the page and I saw GIS and I see this press conference. From the time I saw how the Prime Minister sit down there and how he was, I said, there's something wrong. But I didn't really know what the press conference was about. It's after when the press conference was going on, I realized what I was talking about. But you can see the discomfort in the guy, and like it's weighing on him. He knew what he did was wrong, but his followers, his fans, his people will not come and say, well, Mr. PM, we ain't like it. They will send the food further on. And that, to me, brother, we need to stop this nonsense and get the act of Grenada going. 17 months in office as Prime Minister Dika Mitchell, and you travel like 24 times and saying every time you travel, you come back with benefits. You tell me what this Romain guy, this Stephen Andrews guy doing in that meeting said, Sunday gone. What benefits it bring back from being in that meeting?
But he's an advisor, so he should have advised the Prime Minister to not make such a statement. He's an advisor, and he's also PRO of the NDC. He should have advised. His executive secretary was there. Mr. Tevin Andrews been involved in politics longer than him. We're there. You're telling me all three of them couldn't put together and say, Mr. PM, don't go and say that. Anyway.
I don't think they listen to him or he listened to them. What I feel happening there right now is a bunch of party goers. Everybody drink something, they get high, and they just do what they want. Children have a good night.
Right, bro. 440-7377. That is the number for you to get Mr. Overseas call and a Mr. Local call, or you can call back 440-7377. Yeah, that is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, a program that we wasn't going to have tonight, but we had to have it. Brother Alvin Dabrio, good night to you, sir. Make sure you tell us when the meeting coming up and that kind of thing. Nice. Folks, remember the St. Patrick meeting is taking place this Saturday from 6 p.m. at the Mount Rich headquarters. So looking forward to seeing you all there. I'm not sure we'll try to broadcast it. I will try. I'm not sure what the arrangements may be, but we will try to broadcast that one. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Too blessed to be stressed.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Except I'm being stressed right now because I have a good friend from St. Lucia who asked me today what sort of dum-dum we have running our country.
Now, we ain't embarrassed with Prime Minister, We bad for Prime Minister.
Yeah, I tell him, I said, no. It's just that the gentleman spoke out of turn and he started laughing. So, and he brought back a few things, and you mentioned it earlier. He said, no matter, Pete Mitchell and Ralph Gonzalez had a thing that threw jab at each other, but nobody never disrespected anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it came back to me of during the revolution when Tom Adams talked about yard fowl and Maurice Bishop made his speech and said, we're not in nobody's backyard. It's better that you sit and you keep your mouth shut and people consider you a fool than you open it and remove all doubt. And the thing about it is that these guys didn't expect to be where they are today. And the inexperience is showing, and they're trying to make themselves look like, how should I put it? As you said, he's trying to piggyback on Maurice Bishop, trying to take picture of somebody touching his face as that iconic pictures of Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it, what you got to look at is you getting somebody to do a photo up like that does not make you the individual, because that individual basically had the masses in his hands, because as you mentioned, he would have done like Peter David. He would have gone to the court and defended a lot of people without getting paid, because that was the nature of Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this dude was for the breweries against the workers. He was for School of Medicine against the workers. He was for sandals against the, sorry, not sandals, but
La Sauce.
Rex for the
Rex,
workers.
okay,
I mean,
Rex, yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, we, and I have to say we, as a Grenadian, we look for what we get. And you know something? I hope that the NNP people on the ground is madly canvassing to get people to come out for the next election, because we cannot take 5 more years of this. All right, I'm not going to take up more time. Keep doing your good work, bro, and good night to Cami. I hear she voice. She know who I am. A Grenadian friend with a Jamaican wife. Respect.
All right, brother. You have a good one. Yeah, I think Cami, I wonder if Cami might be tired tonight, because I know she went out this afternoon. She was not at her place, her usual place that you would find her in the evening time. She did tell me she had an activity to go to this afternoon. So she, most times Cami home and she listening, you know, she there and she's quietly listening. And then sometimes she feels the call, sometimes she's just taking a look at rest. And you know, when the rain falls, especially with her injury, what happens? We have a caller online. Good night. Hello.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. How are you?
I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
Sheldon, when you check out Deacon, he knows nothing about the revolution firsthand. Anything he knows about the revolution is second-hand information. I wonder if he knows Maurice Bishop was born in Aruba and Bernard Code was born in Jamaica. That's it.
Bernard was born in Jamaica? I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I think Bernard is a Jamaican.
I know his wife was, but I didn't know that he was.
I'm subject to correction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm subject to correction.
That one out. All right.
The seriousness of this St. Lucia issue, drama. We have Grenadians who claim, and listen to what I'm saying, who claim they love Deacon Mitchell.
Okay, just a correction.
Remember,
Bernard Code was born in Victoria, St. Mark.
Victoria? Okay then, all right then, okay, Victoria, right, correction.
Yes. But you go ahead with your point.
We have Grenadians who claim they love Deacon Mitchell. Just so we had Grenadians who claimed they loved Maurice Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Deacon, what I'm saying is that those who claim they love Deacon, not one of them, you hearing them, they just come out on the various program, they beloved Prime Minister, they just call on the radio station, or they love him. Not one of them could tell him, Honorable Prime Minister, this is not the way to go. All the persons he have around him and with him, as advisors and whatever it is. Are you telling me that none of them could sit with him and tell him this is not the way to go? And they love him so much? If you're telling me you love me and you see me going down that road or climbing up a hill, and you know at the top of the hill is a precipice and going under, and you not trying to help me and stop me, and you claiming that you love me? There are those listening and they hearing me saying it now. They love him so much, and that is what all you are allowing him to do, or that is what all you are allowing to happen to him? No. Let's suppose the leaders of CARICOM and the leaders of the OECS decide we're going to take a stand. These people that claim they love him, what would be their position? All of them go back. They're going to leave him in the fire for himself. They're going to back, you know. They're going to leave him in the fire for himself. This thing is very serious. We're talking about it now, but it has far-reaching effects on, that will have far-reaching effects on Grenada. You mean to tell me nobody? No, but you know what? Old people say you bend the tree while it is young. And I'm saying it now. If that man was disciplined as a child, fully disciplined as a child, he could not have continued with this nonsense getting on with. Hello? I mean, the thing is so disgraceful. I mean, it is such an insult to us as Grenadians who have relatives in St. Lucia. This is not just to St. Lucians alone, you know. This is to Grenadians who have relatives in St. Lucia. I'm a proud descendant of St. Lucia, you know. My grandfather from St. Lucia. So that is an insult to me.
All right.
I mean, something have to be wrong with this, and as calling him now, something have to wrong with this gentleman. Something is wrong with him. But you know what? They love him so much. They put a tag on him. So when he passes, everybody laugh at him. When he's moving, everybody laugh at him. Because the tag says, send that fool further on. And that's how he's going. And that's how he's doing. He's just going. He's just going. From the parliament in Grenada, he goes to St. Lucia. Who knows what he's doing when he goes to what he's doing when he goes to Dubai and these places and them? Look at it. You go in St. Lucia and you embarrass members of the former NSC. This man is sick. This man is sick.
My dear, we will have to inquire as to how this came about, because here's something that just crossed my mind. Maybe, just maybe, his speech was written by artificial intelligence.
Well, yes, artificial. He will get.
So maybe that's the case. Maybe it's artificial intelligence write the speech. You know, something I sit down here and say, maybe blame artificial intelligence.
There's a tag on him which says, send the fool for the one. So AI have him. AI have him.
Yeah, maybe probably it's artificial
says, send
intelligence.
The fool for the one, and he's just he's going.
Yeah.
Come on. Tomorrow morning, please God, you're going to hear him on another program. And the man was alone. After the man did what he do in St. Lucia, a Grenadian classifying the man as Jesus, you know.
But the Grenadian who did, hold on. The Grenadian who was doing that, son was sit down there as an advisor. The Grenadian who was doing that, their son was sitting down in the second row as an advisor. So we expect them to call and say. Anyway, caller, have a good night. You hear me, dear?
You too, darling, and get home safe, okay?
All right, thank you. Yeah, no, we expect them to call and say when they classify him as Jesus. The son was sitting right there as an advisor to the man. The son was sitting right. Well, they don't know voice or what? I know voices, you know. The son was sitting there as an advisor. Yeah, right next to the executive secretary and behind Mr. Tevin Andrew. Go back and look at the video, you go see what I'm talking about. 4407377. Yeah, while Maurice Bishop had the masses in his hands, as one caller said earlier. When it comes to Deacon, he might have to drop the M. Anyway, folks, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Shallan. You see this can, Shallan, you see this candle, the light in Alcoma hand pack, election time?
Mm-hmm.
And they say they're taking out Jumbie and taking out what and what in Grenada. I believe now is all these candles being lighting, that hunting them now. They have to jump in all over the place and making all this stupidness and them all over the place now. Good night, children.
All right, my dear. 4407377. That is the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And of course, we have roughly about 17 minutes remaining on our program for tonight. And I think I need a guest. A couple guests next week. Let me see if I could find Mr. Shasney. Yeah, we could try and see if we could find Mr. Shasney and see if we could get him on the program. And no, he ain't bringing him on to talk about anything that the Grenadian Prime Minister said. No. If we bring in Mr. Shasney on, we're not bringing him to talk about anything the Grenadian Prime Minister say. We're bringing him on to hear what is going on in St. Lucia. As the opposition leader, we're going to have a talk with him about what is going on in the island of St. Lucia. We've got a caller online.
Shallan, good night.
Good night, my Kiami.
They are listening, man.
I know you're there relaxing.
Yes. I have a fever. I don't know where I get. I went to a funeral, and I got a little drizzle. I roasting with fever.
Oh, boy.
Yes, and all my body hurting me as if somebody beat me up, boy.
Oh,
so I did, but I'm listening.
Yeah, but I know you have your bush there. I ain't worried about you. I know you're a woman, you have your bush around the house.
Well, I don't even gone by nothing because I don't feeling good.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'll just ease him up.
All right, my dear.
Ease him up. Be real giving him bro. Ease him up for me, please.
If you think you're bad, you should listen to St. Lucia radio programs.
I have goodness. It on watch. My son, my first son, father living in St. Lucia, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I get more than one click that the radio station. I have it on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you all have a good night, everybody. And my friend in America, good night. And to your loving wife. I always listen. Even if I don't call, I always listen. Good night to everybody. Love you all, guys.
All right, Kabi.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Matthew and them listening you, eh?
Yes, Patrick, Matthew and Matthew. All my body hurting me, girl, I did.
Oh, God, Mr. Watts and his wife. All right, my dear.
Yeah, Mr. Watts, yes.
Okay.
Tell him good night for me, and Dave, but my body hurting me, boy.
Oh, gosh. Get some bush. Get some bush.
Yeah.
All right, my dear.
I want to feel a little better with the fun going by because I have bush.
Yes. I know you have it there. Yeah. All right, my dear.
Later to everybody.
Yes, Kiami Day, man. Kiami Day. Kiami does be there and she's listening. It's not every night she will call, but she's there and she's listening. Believe me, she's listening. She could tell me the next morning everything that was said on the everything that was said on the program. 440-7377. Yes, Amisha. Amisha say what? Artificial intelligence still smarter than oh boy, yes. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Nurse Maguire, you better tell Auntie Cammy what she could do for that cold lay right now, you know. Yeah. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto tonight's program. Yeah. And folks, as I said, we're going to try to get Mr. Shasney. Yeah. We want to hear from him what has been taking place as opposition leader, what has been taking place in St. Lucia. We want to get some insight from his perspective. We got from Spider. We want to hear from Honorable Shasney right now. Yeah, what from his perspective, what has been taking place in St. Lucia and so. And let's see how that lines up with what is taking place in Grenada. Yeah? And I think it's time we reach out to somebody. Well, I feel talking points. We could reach out to other territories too. Next thing we could bring the Prime Minister of Jamaica onto the program, and we could bring all of them. We could get people. All right, nice. 440-7377. Remember, St. Patrick West, they are having that meeting this Saturday at the Mount Rich Hard Court. And then also remember, the fish fry fundraiser taking place out there in Brooklyn. The Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I was saying St. Patrick. Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party. They in New York, they are having that activity taking place this Saturday. I think we have a caller online. Let's go over to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Okay, Brother Sheldon, I remember during the election campaign, Dr. Mitchell was saying to the NDC leader and his conductors that they need to go in training school before you come the FA. Right? And Brother Sheldon, election come and gone, and the NDC won the election. And I do believe they still need to go in a training school. And see, when a man feel he knows everything and he knows nothing, he make himself shame, and the country that he leading, he make people shame. And I do believe it's never too late. I always say better late than never. So you learn. I never get to I'm a member of the NMP party, but Sheldon, I follow politics, and I know as a leader or as even a minister of government, you go in a country in a convention. There are certain things you say and certain things you don't say. I know that. So see, because if you know what to get in politics, you should have some idea about politics. And in case you become a member of parliament or become prime minister, what you need to say. And very sure there are a lot of things you could go back and look on YouTube and will listen different speeches from leaders or other ministers from other countries.
Caller, before you go any further, let me ask you a question. You really expected better? No, honestly, this is an individual. You know the individual. You know their capabilities, their competencies, and their lack thereof. Before you even go any further, do you or did you expect any better? Then it shouldn't be surprising. But we still have to call it out for what it is. So you don't expect, but you don't have to go down all that road there. That road there necessary. Right now you can stay on the main road. That road ain't necessary. You don't expect. You don't have to expect more.
But Russia on the main road, you have to go in the bush because then you're getting bongs on to it.
Well, no, stay to the side of the road and watch them drivers are coming. Just watch. Just make sure pay attention. But go ahead.
Russia. I want to say again to Grenadians, look at what is going on in the country, and have the Prime Minister go there and running down a next man, right? And when I listen the guy from St. Lucia, the PRO, I think PRO, the treasurer, is PRO?
The PRO that I had, the gentleman I had on as the PRO, Spider.
Yeah. And I listen to man, Brother Sheldon. And when I hear man speaking, I wonder if you speak about Grenada.
Well, everyone that was listening to the program, if you tuned in late, you would think that he was speaking about the Grenadian situation.
I tuned from the beginning. Once you hear this, thank you for coming. I tuned from the beginning. Only if I go tuning late, if I went on, I come late. Right? And when I listen, like somebody mentioned that you would tell a man what going on in the country. Right? And the man would tell what going on in St. Lucia. Because they say border feather flock together. So like, you know what you love and what you associate yourself with, it's the same thing you all doing. They do it. And I want to call upon Grenadians. Be careful. When a man come in front of you and ask you to give them a vote, you have to know. You have to know them. Know what they stand for and know what the attitude towards people. You have some. One we can always say that sometimes not every time we have to blame the parent, because some parents they grow up the children the right way. But there's something when we become big man, we feel now we're too big to learn. Nobody can tell us anything. We arrive and we reach the high calling, so then we get open word and they say anything. And then in this NDC there are a lot of loose cannon. As I said, when man feel nice and they never thought, they will just open up and say everything. Brother Sheldon, have a blessing.
Okay, brother. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That is the number for you to call. And avail yourself of the opportunity. Yeah, this week as well, we saw and something very dangerous, even more dangerous here, we speak about the Prime Minister in St. Lucia. But let me tell you something. Let me come home for a little bit. In the last few minutes here, let's come home. Because, yes, the Prime Minister did make his gaffe or his nonsensical statement out there. But I think that something way more dangerous than that happened right here in the state of Grenada during this week. You see that meeting that was held, the Finance Committee meeting, and the way it was held, and the events that led up to it being held and how it was held, that is dangerous. The figures, for instance, that I gave a while ago, and we'll come back to that. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. Shalom.
Hi, good night, my dear.
Good night. How are you?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
Let me tell you something. When Deacon was campaigning, Deacon said nobody cannot tell him what to do. He's doing what he wants, and he's doing everything different. When Deacon might have too much love for me in his head, and he might read too much encyclopedia book. So that's why Deacon getting on in this kind of way. He too arrogant to himself, and he have no respect whatsoever. So he's going to meet it up. Okay, that's all I have to say for tonight.
All right, my dear. She said that day like my grandparents and them would say, they're going to meet it up. Yes, indeed. Folks, so what took place with that Finance Committee meeting? When you see what happened in St. Lucia, when you see what they're doing here, it just shows a general lack of understanding and respect. And if it's one thing we know about the present administration, is that they have no understanding and no respect. So there are certain things we cannot expect from people that we know have no respect. So you basically know, without even it happening yet, what's going to be taking place during the budget sitting. You know there are going to be attempts to derail the opposition leader when he's making his presentation. There are going to be various attempts to derail all of the members on the New National Party side when they're speaking. Yeah? They're going to try to interject and get in between and say all sorts of nonsense and so on and try to stop them from speaking. This is definitely what you're going to see. You can't expect differently because you know who you're dealing with. So we can't be surprised when it happens and say, boy, you mean Dr. Mitchell talking and these people saying shut up and throw in what? No, that's how they are. Yeah? So you go, no, it have a bad dog in a yard. The bad dog don't eat for 3 days. The bad dog loose and it jump in the yard. And then when the dog bites you, you want to blame the dog? No, you know the dog does bite. You know the dog eat for 3 days. But you went in the yard and you get bite. So you know already the behavior and the temperament. And no, I did not say big dogs. I said big boys in the yard. I did not say big dogs in the yard. I said big boys in the yard. So you know. So if you go there and something happened to you, you only have yourself to blame. Folks, I am not expecting much. So when these things happen, they're never surprising. I'm never shocked. I'm never baffled. I expect these sort of things. Yeah? I expect these sort of things. But what has taken place here, because I think a lot of us, we've been focused so much on the St. Lucia thing this week that we have not paid much attention to that Finance Committee meeting. There are certain things that Dr. Mitchell mentioned there. Some kind of allocations that he mentioned there. And we just went over some of what you're seeing under physical planning and so. And you're hearing about other things that possibly will be coming. So there are many things that are taking place that we have to pay a little attention to, especially as we come to the end of the year and you're going to have the budget, and there are various things that we would have to look at and look into. All right. As I said as well, we're coming down to the end of the year. I see somebody messaged me here. They say apparently they tried to get a COVID test done. Can't even be done. Apparently they don't have COVID tests at the hospital. Well, welcome to Grenada in 2023. We've got a call on the line. Hello.
Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am. And we had to make this one quick because nearly out of time.
Yes, quick. Just thinking about what you're saying there, as it relates to the St. Lucia issue and the finance committee meeting, that could have been a well orchestrated thing, you know.
No, I don't believe so in this case. I don't believe so in this
case. So we
case.
follow up. That is my thing. Mm-hmm. So we follow up on the St. Lucia issue and they get through with the thing here in Grenada. We don't pay attention to them because remember, every time NDC has to do something where they know the Grenadian people would dig deep into it, they always come forward with a distractor force. Think about it.
Of course.
Good night.
All right, my dear. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't think it's a distraction. In this case, I think the man just go and make a stupid statement. Yeah, I didn't think it was orchestrated. I just believe that they went and they make a stupid statement. Yeah, they take chain up from them over there and they went and they make the stupid statement. Look, there has been a member of parliament. Someone someone give me the year that Mr. Morris, he was a former teacher, became the parliamentary representative for the town of St. George. Mr. Morris wasn't born in Grenada. Mr. Morris was born in Barbados. Yeah. There was also another member of Gary's government, I believe, who hailed from St. Lucia, if I'm remembering correctly, and was made a parliamentary secretary or something. Some of you would historian, you might have to give me that one. I know you're listening. You might have to give me that one. Because Mr. Morris, I'm hearing, was a Bajan, and then there was another person who I believe was a St. Lucian. They may have been pre the independence, but they were part of a Gary government as well. And there have been other people afterwards. So to make these sort of statements, believe me, it just doesn't make any sense of any form. All right, folks, that is about all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. But before I go, one lady met me today and she said she'll learn one thing. Make sure when you go on the program, you remind these people to please reopen the Library Health Center. There are elderly people that usually they would be in the area, so they're able to walk across or take the short trip down, and so where they can't come to town to do it because the health center in town is closed, which means they have to find themselves in Monjaloo. How you expect the people from Library to find themselves across there? Yeah? They have to go and pay a bus to bring them up there, or they have to take a bus and go down and drop by White Gun and take a next bus to come and go up in Monjaloo. Please reopen the Library Health Center. Please, the elderly of that community and other folks, the people who need the neonatal, etc., they are pleading to please reopen the Library Health Center. They need it to check the blood pressure, to check the blood sugar, to do the other health checks. Yeah? The pregnant mothers who need to go there, the people who need dressing. So they're already injured and so on, and they need dressing. And now they have to find themselves outside of their community to go and get that dressing done. Please. We know we may be speaking to, calling on or speaking to people who refuse to listen, because we know that just now the Minister of Health might get fired. But at the same time, we need the Library Health Center reopened. Folks, that's all the time we have for today. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And folks, yeah, as we leave, I think I'm going to play this tune as we're heading out of here. Nice.
But whoa, will come swiftly. Man, but whoa, will come swiftly. Yes, they use and abuse women, they raise no children. They live a life of wicked thoughts, corruption, embarrassment, and shame. So in order to maintain power against the very forces of nature, they need to have the citizens living in fear. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for will come suddenly. Just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men come to soon to come to an end. I sing, but men who don't care that the devil takes over their kingdom, they would kneel if they feel that they could cross a deal. But whoa, come swiftly. Man, whoa, come swiftly. Yeah. Now workers who want to please their employers and their bosses by victimizing their neighbor, because today their party is in power. I see, but they know what they do is wrong, and it's weighing their conscience down, because all men know that no man knows the hour. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for will come suddenly. Just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men come to soon to come to an end. I sing, in life and in the Bible, they have seen the fall of men of evil. They never learn, they believe they are in the next level. But whoa, come swiftly. Man, whoa, come swiftly. Yes, but the days are numbered, all the deeds are known. Their hate, their division, the anger, the poverty they have sown. But it's coming to harvest day, when the oppressed will have their say, when all those who hurt my people will have to pay. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid,
know said bullying your family big. Small island people, they all related. I bounced up this guy we flew from New York. He started to give me this family talk. His last name was Bullen, his first name was Fred. Throughout the island he told me the family spread. At first I didn't want to believe him. When he tell me tight he was bullying. He mentioned the fellow on the dock. I know I knew that for a fact. I had to take in the old talk when he started to trace the family back. Oh, that day when we landed in Point Saline, who you think that came and you see him tighty bullying? Tighty bullying. Man, I went with them to the city. Then we met one of the family. Tacky bullying. Tacky bullying. DJ Punky kicking like a mad. Who get away on the Esplanade? Ray bullying. Man, there's plenty bullying in the area.